Now, the very high stakes of the highest court. The next president could have a historic impact over the Supreme Court because he may select as many as 2 or 3 new justices over the next 4 years, and they can shape vital issues: religion, abortion, privacy rights, and education. So how much could McCain or Obama tip the court to the right or the left? Who better to ask than our senior legal analyst, Jeffrey Toobin. He is the author of the best-selling book, The Nine, Inside the Secret World of the Supreme Court. Jeff, tell us, it actually turns out, you say, that one of these candidates would be a lot more influential over the court than the other, and it may not be who you think.
It may not be. Indeed, this is really the issue in this campaign that has not been discussed as much as it should be because the stakes are enormous. Currently, the Supreme Court is as evenly divided as it's been almost in its entire history. There are 4 conservative justices: the new Chief Justice, John Roberts, Clarence Thomas, Antonin Scalia, and Samuel Alito. There are 4 pretty liberal justices: Stevens, Ginsburg, Souter, and Breyer. But the real opportunity here is John McCain's because of the age of the justices. Well, you have the 3 of the 4 liberals on the court are pretty darn old. You've got John Paul Stevens, who is 88. Ruth Ginsburg is 75, and David Souter is 69, not that old, but he is interested in returning home to New Hampshire. So McCain could name 3 justices which would dramatically tip the balance towards the conservatives.
Talk us through the issues, Jeff. If the change in power, the change were that dramatic, what would that mean for big issues like abortion, religion? Abortion,
of course, is always the biggest issue on the Supreme Court's agenda. And at the moment, there is a tenuous 5-4 majority for preserving Roe versus Wade. You've got 5 justices, Kennedy, Ginsburg, Stevens, Souter, and Breyer, in favor of Roe, but as I said, 3 of those may leave in the next couple of years. Next big issue is detainee rights, all those big Guantanamo cases. Those cases, again, the same 5 justices have been against the Bush administration, but they may be leaving. The final big issue is affirmative action. Affirmative action, at the moment, there is a 5-4 majority against most forms of affirmative action. So even if Obama wins, the justices he's likely to replace won't matter much because those 5 justices are likely to stay on through at least Obama's first term in court.
And what can we tell? I mean, we know about Obama. He was the first black president of the Harvard Law Review, a constitutional law teacher. If the polls hold, if he does in fact become president, what does that tell you? Does that tell you anything about his views on the Constitution?
Well, he surprisingly hasn't said that much about his views on the Constitution during this campaign, but what he has said is he is likely to pick justices like Ginsburg, like Breyer, Bill Clinton's 2 appointments to the Supreme Court. So I think it is likely to be a status quo situation if Obama wins, but if McCain wins, very different.
Jeff Toobin for us tonight. Okay. Important stuff. Jeff, thanks. We'll see you again tomorrow night.
Very good.
Coming up next, he was unwilling